Hi guys, Darren from Venom Fluid Art. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Fluid Art Express. Today, our very special guest was up first. So we had Gretchen from Angel Art. After Gretchen, we had Taslima from Taslima Maya Art. After me, we've got Kristey from Creations by Kristey. Shannon from ShanB Fluid Art. Bubbles from Venom Fluid Art, and last but not least, Tony, the hippy dippy painter man. So, please stay on board with us and enjoy the ride. So, what I decided to do today was give you some tips and tricks on using your spinner, which is one of these guys. That is a Glass Lazy Susan. Now you can pick them up from eBay or Amazon. They have a single bearing in them and spin really smooth, really quiet. When you first paint something on it, it tends to slide around a lot. What I usually do is lay a coat of white paint on it, let it dry overnight, and it makes it grippy. It stops things flying off on you as easily anyway. So that's the spinner. What I've got is a little cradled round. Now, I make my own. If you want to see how I do them, video's up on the screen now. So what I'm going to do is show you by where you place the paint on your boards or canvas or whatever makes a big difference to how it spins out when you do a radial swipe or a bloom or something like that. So what I'll do is throw some colours down, and what we're going to do is aim for the dead centre of the piece. The closer you can get this dead centre, the better, if you want everything to spin out evenly. If you don't, it doesn't, which is what I will show you. So that was the dioxazine purple that I made, custom one. This one is Okinawa Blue by Eye Candy. We have a customized version of Senshi Red. Like that. That's actually Senshi Red with a little bit of the Firebird Red neon mixed into it and some Ghost Red. Gives it a really trippy colour. And this one is a custom purple. Right, so what we'll do is put our colours down like that, dead centre of the piece. I think we might go another purple, shall we? Yeah, why not? Everyone likes purple. So this one is Proton Purple by Eye Candy as well. That's their neon. Now, what I'll do is I'll do a radial swipe on it, because that shows when you keep it in the center, it works a little bit better. So we'll get our cell activator, which is Amsterdam Lamp Black, mixed with Australian Floetrol. Alright, so what I'll usually do is add some to my little swipe tool. Then we will give that rotate like this. Change the angle as we go. Then what I'll do is tilt it up a little bit. Like that. So you want that as close to center as humanly possible. Because if you start with it as close to the middle, the better it's going to spin out for you. Just give that some cells in the middle. Like that. Put a little pattern around the outside edge. Make it look like a flower. Okay. So that there is really super close to the center. If you just move it around a little bit, you'll be able to float it around on your pillow and get it dead center of your board like that. So what we'll do is spin that one out. So we put that on our spinner, and you want to make sure it is dead center of the spinner as well. So what I'll do is I'll rotate it round, see if there's any high spots, which is just there. Slide it down a fraction. And just keep getting it a little fraction at a time until it's as close as you possibly can get it. Another way is, if you use a skewer, you can measure in from the edge. So you touch the side, put your thumb where the end of the board is, and you can check it all the way around. Okay, so we'll give that a spin. That'll start to open up. And look how close that is to being in the middle. It's only out a little fraction there. What you can do is slide it off center. So you move that forward. Only a little bit. That way the weight of the paint is going to want to go that way. Give it a little turn. Like that. It also helps if all your paints are the same consistency. That way they'll all flow at the same rate. Now it doesn't matter whether it's thick, thin, whatever. As long as they're close to the same, they'll all move the same rate. Alright, so we'll pop that one up. And that there is as close as you're going to get to being dead center as you possibly can. So when everything's dead center for you, it's going to make it a lot easier when it spins out. It all spins out nice and even and gives you a better finish. Now what I'll do is I'll do one and we'll throw everything off center. And we'll see how that looks. Alrighty, so we've got our new cradle. And we're going to do the same thing again. May as well use the same colours while I've got them all out. If I wasn't dropping them everywhere. So, but this time what we're going to do is throw them off center. So we'll put it here instead. So the actual center point of this board is actually there. So we're well and truly away from that. So we'll just put our colours down, same as we did last time. Doesn't matter what order they go in. This is a trick way of doing your deconstructed blooms as well, if you wanted to do them on a spinner. If they're off center when you blow out your bloom, when it spins out, you're going to have more down this end than what you will up that way. Alright, so we'll go the purple. And the neon purple. Okie dokie. We will grab our little swipe tool. Put some cell activator on that. Now, we'll do our radial on it, which isn't easy to do when it is off center, because it tends to want to walk one way more than the other. Okay, so we've got our little radial there. Give that a little bit of a blow where the cell activator is the heaviest. Just to get some extra little cells. What we'll do the same thing. We'll put our pattern around the outside edge. So, what's going to happen is, when we spin that, it's going to want to distort this direction. Because as it spins, the force of the paint is going to the outside edge, and it's going to want to separate that part and not move as much in the middle. So what we'll do is spin that out, and we'll show you that. So we're going to go for dead center of the spinner again, which is super, super close. So we'll give that a spin, and we'll just watch what happens to it. It doesn't want to spin out evenly, it'll elongate it. Okay, that shows it beautifully. So now, instead of it being round, it's stretched out long ways. Further away it gets from the center, the more it's going to want to throw that out. So you get your stretched out circle. Now, if we wanted to get that so it actually stayed round, but off center, we have to cheat. So what we'll do is do it again. And see if we can make it spread out in the one place round. So we will grab our purple again. And once again, we'll start right over here out of the way. Well and truly off center. We'll grab our Senshi red. Man, I love this colour. It's pretty. Okay, so there's the Senshi red. Go with our Okinawa blue. Our custom purple. And our neon purple. Proton. Like that. What we'll do is do another radial swipe. Like I said, if you're doing blooms, it's exactly the same if you do it with a bloom. If you blow them out evenly. Alright, so we'll grab some cell activator again. Okay, so we will do our radial. Alright, tip that. You can rotate out of it easily. So, we've got our pretty close circle. It's as close as it's going to get when you're trying to swipe something that's moving like that as you rotate. It's not just hold it in one place and rotate. You're actually moving your hands forwards and backwards to get it to do its thing. Alright, skewer. Where did it go? I've just lost it. How is that even humanly possible? You're inside a little plastic tub, wombat. Okay, so we'll put our little fancy pattern around the outside edge, same as we have with all the others. Try to keep them as even as possible. Move it so it's round. Now, what we're going to do this time is, if we put that dead center of the spinner, you're going to end up with the exact same thing as what we ended up there. What you want is this one as close to the center as you can possibly get it. Like about there. And what you're going to do is rotate that. Just go slowly, because you now got your wood piece off center. So there's a lot more weight being transferred to the outside edge of your spinner. That'll want to take off sideways in any direction that you're spinning it. So just take it easy. Right, make sure it's in the middle. So we spin that out. That radial is now spreading out. And because the radial is actually in the center of the board, like the center of the spinner, I mean, it wants to spread out evenly, because all the forces are even as it spreads out. So you get that. So helps if it wasn't still moving, but that way it stays round and spreads out evenly if that is lined up with a dead center of the actual spinner, rather than all mudding off the edge like this other one has. Like that. So it works exactly the same for blooms, like I've said. If your blooms are off center, you can actually move the bloom into the center of the spinner. spin it, and it should spread out evenly. The problem is, if you want to do multiple ones now, that one won't be in center anymore. It'll be off to one side, and you'll get one good one, and that'll stretch out like that. So, it's realistically, it's a one-shot deal, which I can quickly show you with just a couple of colors. So we put one here, one here, so if you really wanted your radial off center, there's nothing to stop you doing the radial off center and then spinning it out as if it is on center, if that makes any sense. Because once you do multiples, you can only concentrate on one at a time. So we'll add these colors down. Like that. Now if you find it hard to spin out a radial that's off-centered, move it into the middle where it is going to be center, like that. Grab the selector. That way, when you rotate, you're still in the center of your radial. Like that. Same if you want to do the other one. Move that to the center. That's the center of the spinner there. Add some cell activator. That way you just keep your hand in one place rather than trying to move it forwards and backwards when it is off center. So you still get your radials nice and pretty. Same as if you did a bloom. You could blow your bloom out. Put our little pattern on that one. Same with this one. But now we have the conundrum. If you spin that one out so it's even, you lose that one. If you spin that one out even, you lose that one, as well as the other ones you've already done. So, that one turned out perfect off center. That one looks really good off center, so we'll spin that out as if it is in the center of the board, which is roughly there. Maybe back a little bit. About there. So as we spin that one out, it's spinning out nice and round. The one on the opposite side, where is it? There. See, that's stretched out. That one's stretching out, and that one's already starting to stretch out that way. And the more you spin it, the worse it's going to get. Pop that up. Okay, so that was the very first one we started with, and you'll see That's well and truly stretched off the edge. This was our second one that was perfectly round, and because we've been spinning it off center, it's already stretched out. This one and this one, we put down both together. That was on the center mark. That was well and truly off center. And that's perfectly round. That one stretched right off the edge. So just by manipulating where you want things on the spinner will give you different patterns and designs. So say you were doing deconstructed blooms, you do 3 blooms, doop, 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 spin it out. They are going to spread forwards a little bit, but the rest of it is all going to come off one edge. You're going to have negative space all up that end. So hopefully this video shines a little bit of light on little tips and tricks for manipulating where you want your piece on your spinner to give you different results. If it was, please click like, share and subscribe. Bring that notification bell. That way you get to see all my videos as I release them. Up next we have the amazing Kristey from Creations by Kristey. So if you're in this live chat, just click on the links that I'm putting in there. If you click on her name in the title of this video, it'll take you directly to her YouTube page, and it'll be the first video that pops up that says premiere. Or if you're in my Facebook private group, Paint Pouring by Venom Fluid Art, there's a playlist link there. You just click on the playlist and it will play everybody's video on the Fluid Art Express today. Alright guys, that is it from me today. So please enjoy the rest of the Fluid Art Express and enjoy the ride. Have fun, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.